Doug, obviously one of the most awaited aspects of the 2009 AEA convention is the new product introductions. And let's face it, in 2008 you guys kind of, well, made a fuss. You're about to make a fuss again. Tell us what's new at Aspen.
The big thing at the show we've got now is filling out the Evolution flight display system from the original vision that we announced in 2007. So last year's show we had just gotten certified and begun shipping our primary flight display system. Had great luck with that, got about 1,500 of those out and flying today. But the next step has been the multifunction displays. And from the very beginning we wanted to have two versions of that. Typically, of course, you need a multifunction display for high-quality mapping, hazard awareness, a variety of other features. But because of the common hardware platform that we have on our products, our multifunction display, the EFD-1000, is the exact same product as the PFD, the primary flight display. So you get a duplicate set of sensors, a duplicate attitude and heading reference system, duplicate air data computer, so complete redundancy to cover almost any conceivable failure, as well as giving you all the great benefits of a multifunction display.
Well, let's talk about the implementation of a multifunction display in this particular architecture.
We've designed an MFD basically with flexibility in mind for the pilot and for the display. So there are three basic pages in the initial release, or layouts, where you can have one feature filling up the entire screen. You can go into we call this a thumbnail view, two small items at the top, and then the bulk of the display devoted to your map. We often look at the secondary attitude indicators, so at a glance you can see if they're beginning to disagree, you have an issue to check out. And depending on the regime of flight, in this case we're showing terrain because we're doing an ILS 16 right into Reno with a lot of hazardous terrain around it. Other environments like DFW, where we are here at the show, traffic might be what you want to look at. And then we also have effectively a 50-50 view. So the notion is that once you've become comfortable with the unit, you'll probably find layouts that you like, so it's just one knob click away to get to either the feature that you're looking for or the page that you're looking for. And of course, if you have all three tubes up, you have even more real estate to balance what you want to be looking at any point in time.
Cirrus Design's Vision SJ50 single-engine personal jet offers exceptional fuel efficiency, flexible seating for up to 7, advanced avionics, and all the Cirrus safety features you expect, including the Cirrus airframe parachute system. With its detailed design, the Cirrus Vision is technologically advanced, yet engineered to be simple to fly, to allow owner pilots more lifestyle pursuits than any other personal aircraft. Learn more about the Vision SJ50 at cirrusdesign.com.
What's built in, of course, is high-resolution mapping, so it's everything you'd expect with a moving map in terms of nav data, which is provided by Jeppesen, obviously your flight plan data, information about waypoints, nav aids, etc. Very high-resolution topographical view. In addition, we use the built-in terrain database for terrain awareness, so that, for example, we can see here as we're tracking inbound on the ILS, the high terrain near Lake Tahoe here over to the west is getting redder and redder, and will continue as we get down to the ground. We also do data link weather through XM weather, and are delivering at the same time as our multifunction display is the Evolution Weather Receiver, which is an XM data link weather product that will drive all three displays. Traffic systems, we support the standard airing 735A traffic, which is the wide variety of everything out there, whether it's Mode S from, say, a Garmin GTX 330, through the Avidyne or the Honeywell or the Skywatch systems. It will support all of those from a traffic perspective if those are installed.
What's going to be the pricing layout on the MFDs?
The EFD-1000 MFD with the duplicate sensor set is $7,995 list, and the one without the duplicate sensors, $4,995. We're expecting availability late second quarter.
Now, you mentioned that there are some other additions in the planning stages for these units. Can you enumerate a few of those?
Sure. We're talking here at the AEA show with our avionics dealers and trying to give them some visibility into where we're heading. And there are a number of products that we're working on that we didn't officially announce here, but that people should expect to hear from us in the coming year. One of those, we're working on a replacement for the KI-256 attitude indicator, which drives the bulk of the Bendix King autopilot line, very, very popular out there. And as people have moved to glass cockpits, many of them want to give up their mechanical instruments for a variety of reasons. Some is preference, but the real big issue for our whole industry is they're very expensive to overhaul. They typically need to be overhauled every 400 to 600 flight hours. It costs several $1,000s to do that. And frankly, the parts are hard to find these days, and the people who know how to do it are hard to find. So, but in order to be able to replace that, those gyros serve as the attitude reference for your autopilot. So we need to be able to come up with something that can serve as the attitude reference for the autopilot, and that's the first one that we're going to be tackling. We'll be doing that through an optional adapter box and as a platform for a more generalized implementation.
Sunny or cloudy, rainy or bright, day or night. The future of flying is now clearly in sight. Garmin SVT, synthetic vision technology.
We're also planning to deliver instrument approach plates and airport diagrams on these units. That's something you and I think, talked about a while back, and we were all somewhat skeptical about whether this form factor would be effective with that. And I have to say, the first day we put it up in the lab, because I was thinking it would not be effective, I said, well, I think they are. Within the context of, unless you can see a life-size approach plate, it's not the same as a full plate, which I'd fly with. However, the situational awareness, whether on taxiing around an unfamiliar airport or just back up and seeing where you are on the plate, is a very useful thing to have. And the high resolution of our screen makes it work surprisingly well. So we need to work out a lot of the user interface aspects of that, but that's something clearly we'll be bringing to market. We're following through on our promise of getting certification for Class 3 airplanes. That's those planes between 6,000 and 12,500 pounds. A number of other things requested by our dealers, such as analog heading synchro outputs for legacy systems like some of the older storm scopes or traffic, ADF and DME interfaces that not a huge amount of demand in our current market in the U.S. where we can legally substitute GPS, but overseas it's a different story. Right. And also as you get into Class 3 and Part 135 operators, that becomes more important, so we'll be supporting those. We're also showing over here, you may not be able to see, we're introducing a flush mount kit for those people who are willing to spend a little more money on the installation but want the units flush mounted in the panel instead of our current surface mount.
Well, I have to tell you, the company has taken so much of the avionics industry by storm. The retrofit market was looking for a product like this, especially now at a time when everybody wants to do more but really has to count their pennies, and this has been a very cost-effective solution for getting a modern panel and some not-so-modern airplanes.
Right, well thank you. That was our original thesis, and I think it's not just the price point of the box, and we talked about this when we were starting up the company. It's also that you can do it piecemeal. So when budgets are tight, you don't have to do everything at once. You can do it in stages, and that seems to be... We didn't expect to be challenged by it in this downturn this soon, but I think it helps people out a lot with that.
Doug, thank you so much.
Thank you.